Hello and welcome to this presentation for the Liberty University course Psychology 712 with Dr. Rachel Piffery. Today I will introduce a research proposal titled Trust and Persuasion in Digital Leadership: How Online Thought Leaders Shape Professional Attitudes Toward AI Adoption. Okay, have you ever wondered why some professionals quickly embrace AI tools while others resist them? It's fascinating, isn't it? The professional landscape is undergoing a profound transformation. AI isn't just knocking on workplace doors, it's already inside, reshaping how we work or how we make decisions and automate a routine task. But despite these advances, I've noticed something interesting. The hesitation isn't about technology itself, actually. What's really happening is deeply human, I would say. It's about trust, it's about communication, it's about whether we feel aligned with those who promote these new tools or not. Think about your digital platform feed for a moment. Those thought leaders you follow, they are not just sharing updates, they're actively shaping how you perceive emergent technologies like AI. This social influence is powerful. It's affecting whether we approach AI with curiosity or caution. This got me thinking, what if we could better understand how psychological factors like trust and social identity influence our openness to AI in professional settings, especially? That's exactly what this research wants to explore. Through a structured, theory-driven experiment, I want this to study these human dynamics at the intersection of technology and psychology. Because ultimately, successful AI integration isn't just about algorithms, it's about the people using them. So let's look at the background. Let me share something I've discovered about digital leadership. Have you noticed how some voices on digital platforms seem to have tremendous influence on whether teams embrace or resist new AI tools? There's a reason for this. Recent research reveals that digital leaders, especially those actively sharing insights on professional platforms, significantly shape how AI is perceived in the workplace. A study by Hossein et al. Has demonstrated that these digital leaders substantially impact technology adoption patterns across all organizations. Here's what's particularly interesting. Despite all our technological advances, for example, Lee and Bitterly have found that we still trust humans more than machines. When we view a leader as trustworthy, we're naturally more inclined to consider their AI recommendations. And there's another layer to this. According to Reimer and his coworkers, their research on social identity theory says we're significantly more influenced by people we perceive as part of our own professional or social circle. That digital connection who shares your industry background, their AI recommendation carries more weight than someone outside of your professional circle. But here's the gap. While we understand these individual factors, we've yet to see research that brings them together. How do trust and social identity interact in digital leadership spaces, particularly on platforms like LinkedIn, where professionals' opinions are constantly being shaped? That's exactly what my study wants to uncover: the intersection of trust, identity, and influence in the digital leadership landscape. Because understanding these human dynamics might be the key to appropriate AI integration in tomorrow's workplace. Have you seen how dramatically different the reactions can be? Some professionals eagerly dive into AI tools while others keep their distance despite working in the same organization. What's driving this split? We know the obvious factors: concerns about ethics, job security, and potential misuse. But there's something more subtle at play that hasn't received enough attention: the influence of digital thought leaders. When someone you trust recommends an AI tool, you are more likely to try it. When someone who feels like one of us in your professional community advocates for AI, their message carries more weight. But how exactly do trust and social identity interact in digital professional spaces? That's the missing piece. Most existing research has focused either on traditional in person leadership or on general marketing persuasion or others. What we're missing is that critical intersection where digital leadership, trust dynamics, social identity, and AI messaging all converge in professional platforms like LinkedIn, for example. This is precisely the gap my research wants to address, because understanding these psychological mechanisms might be the key to fostering more balanced or informed approaches to AI adoption in our organizations. The purpose of the study is threefold. First, we're investigating how trust fundamentally shapes AI adoption. When professionals trust a digital thought leader, someone whose insight they value, does this trust transfer to the AI technologies they recommend? Second, we're exploring what I find particularly interesting. Does it matter if that thought leader feels like one of us? When someone shares your professional background, speaks your industry language, or understands your specific challenges, their AI recommendations appear to carry more or extra weight. We're calling this in group similarities, and it may be a powerful moderator in the trust adoption relationship. Third, we're examining how these dynamics play out specifically in digital professional spaces like LinkedIn. These platforms aren't just networking tools. Like LinkedIn has become more the modern town square where professional opinions form through posts, comments, or endorsements. Why does this matter beyond academic circles? Imagine if organizations could identify what makes digital leaders truly persuasive and trustworthy when introducing new technologies. This could transfer how innovations are communicated, significantly reducing resistance to change while ensuring that valid concerns are still addressed. Change is not easy for most people. This research is not about increasing AI adoption. It's about understanding the human psychology that drives how we respond to technological change in our professional lives. Um, the research questions. I have them here. How does trust in digital leaders affect attitudes toward AI adoptions? How does in-group versus out-group identity moderate this effect? How do professional platforms shape AI persuasion compared to traditional channels? Together, these questions want to uncover the psychological and contextual processes that influence AI attitudes in professional communities. Let me walk you through the research design that explores how digital leadership influences attitudes toward AI. So what we are doing, we're setting up a classic 2x2 experimental design, which means we're looking at how two factors interact with each other. The first factor is trust in the digital leader. I'm curious, does it matter if you trust the person talking about AI? Second, we are exploring professional similarities. Basically, does it matter if the person discussing AI seems like they are from our professional tribe or not? For each factor, we're creating high and low conditions, giving us four distinct experimental scenarios. Okay, picture this. It's like high trust and similar profession, high trust and different profession, low trust and similar profession, low trust and different profession. How are we making this happen? We're recruiting about 200 professionals through LinkedIn. And when participants join, they first take a quick survey measuring their current feelings about AI. This gives us our baseline. Then comes the interesting part. Each person will see a LinkedIn post from a fictional digital leader. Depending on which group they are in, the post will signal either high or low trustworthiness and will position the leader as either from their professional field or from a completely different field. After viewing the post, participants complete another survey measuring their AI attitudes again. This before and after approach lets us see exactly how much these factors shifted their perspective or attitude. This design doesn't just tell us if trust matters or if professional identity matters, it reveals how these factors work together. Does high trust overcome professional differences? Does professional similarity make up for low trust? These are the fascinating questions we'll hopefully answer. Okay, thanks for staying with me. Now let me explain why this research matters. We're tackling a significant gap that exists at the intersection of leadership and persuasion research, specifically how trust and social identity influence AI adoption in professional settings. Think about it. More organizations are relying on digital leaders every day to guide their innovations. These aren't just traditional leaders anymore. They're influencers, thought leaders, and change champions, often operating primarily in digital spaces. But here's the question: what makes these digital voices credible and persuasive when it comes to something as transformative as AI? That's why we're taking an experimental approach, drawing from two frameworks: the social identity theory and the elaboration likelihood model. This combination gives us a unique lens to understand how professionals actually process persuasive messages about AI and how the digital environment shapes those responses. The insights from the study will translate into practical strategies for leaders and organizations. Imagine having evidence based approaches to build trust in digital environments, connect across professional identities, reduce resistance to AI implementation, or create smoother transition into AI enhanced work. In essence, we're not just studying persuasion, we're mapping out the social psychology of digital transformation. As AI continues to reshape how we work, understanding these human factors becomes not just interesting but essential. Okay, so we're addressing key gap in digital leadership research, advances understanding of AI persuasion in professional spaces, and we offer practical insight for leaders navigating technological change. Here are the references for this presentation, and thank you for watching this presentation, and thank you for your interest in research.